Hey, David here with Spectora. In this video, we're going to go over some of the reasons why home inspectors choose to use Spectora. We are going to look at a sample report so you can visualize the final product and what you are going to be giving to your clients and your agents. We're also going to work backwards a little bit and talk about our templates so you can understand, what that blueprint looks like to go from template into inspection report. And then we are going to take one more step and check out the mobile app. So we're going to see how we can write reports on site using this tool. And go over some reasons why this report is good to send to agents. As we can see here, this is different from a traditional PDF right off the bat. Very interactive. I can go through my table of contents and click into any section of the report that I want to. Just helps me not have to maybe scroll through 40 or 50 pages of a PDF to get to the information I need. As I do scroll through this, I can see it's a very interactive report. I can see section by section all of the information that my inspector is calling out, whether it's general information, the style of something, the materials of something, any just good information you want to provide to a client. Of course, we have your deficiencies. What are you calling out that's wrong? One of the things that stand out here is you can have different defect categories. So you can provide context to your clients and to your agents as far as what might be a maintenance item, what might need a little more look, what might be a safety hazard, just using these tools to help provide context to what you're calling out is another really amazing reason just to make sure no one misses something that you need to call out. Interactive, these photos are going to be able to be enlarged. If we have any videos on the report, I can watch the video as well, which really provides some good clarity as far as any specific issue that a video might work better than a photo. And any information you have, all of your narratives explaining what the issue is, will all be in these tiles, so the clients can just look at them issue by issue and focus on what they need to focus on right away. One great tool that helps to summarize these reports. We have PDFs, traditional PDFs with the full report and the summary, but an amazing summary tool within this web-based report is going to be at the top of the report. Now I can shrink down the report, and if the agent doesn't want to look at all of the information, maybe they just want to look at what you're calling out, what deficiencies are there, they can do so and now scroll section by section, just seeing your deficiency comments. And we can even take this one step further, utilizing the red level. Now I can make sure my agents know the most major components that I am calling out. Whether I call them safety hazards or major issues, whatever I want to call them, now I can make sure my agents know exactly where to find those so they're not missing the most important things they might need to see. One last piece that is just really helpful and helps real estate agents with some of their job that they're going to do is a tool we call the repair request builder. So with this tool, an agent will be able to take your report and build their repair list for their next steps. They want to discuss with their client, maybe they want to discuss it with the seller's agent. They can then select any deficiencies within your report and make their own. It'll come with your photos, your explanation of the deficiencies. They might add a dollar amount they want to negotiate with. Maybe they just add their own comment, asking them to get something fixed before closing. Just a really helpful tool if agents utilize repair builders to help them do this and do this efficiently. All right, we are going to take a step backwards. We're going to look at how we got to this report, and what that means is we're going to look at a template. So if we take one step backwards, I am going to go into my account and pull up our templates. There's 3 layers of the templates. All you need to understand is how they flow one into the other. If you start an account, you will get 2 standard templates, one broken down by systems of the home, which we see here on the left side of my template. Another one is more of a room by room style. If you do need to download other templates, you certainly can. We do have this template center. This is going to allow you to download some state-specific forms. Maybe you're in Florida or Texas, where we know there's some specific forms there. Or if you want to download just some other helpful templates, maybe it's commercial, maybe it's radon, mold, Maybe it's a pool and spa template. Maybe it's a pre-drywall template. You can explore the template center and download any of those to your account that you would like. With the flow of these templates, we start with the sections, customizable, reorder them, rename them however you would like to. That is going to reflect in my table of contents on the left side of my report as well. So we can kind of see visually exactly where that's going to go. The next layer is items. This is going to help you categorize everything within the section. So within my roof, I know I have my different components, and I will be able to work through them step by step in my mobile app. Again, I can rename these, reorganize them, add new items if I need to as well. And then the third layer is the comment, and that's going to be all the information. Maybe it's the materials of the coverings or the materials of the gutters. Maybe it's all of your deficiencies in each item. That's going to be your own library in each item for all of your pre-made deficiency comments with all your narratives. So from the comment level, that's how we get information just like this. If it's a certain material, a certain style of a house, of a roof, a certain size of a water heater, all of those information comments will show. And then, of course, the colored tiles will be my deficiencies. So kind of looking back and forth, you're able to understand how I make some customization to my template and how it should reflect in the right order on my report. What we're going to do here is, now that we looked at a template, we're going to take a step back and we are going to check out what this looks like on the mobile app. The mobile app is the report writer. So this is the tool you're going to use in the field. It's a tool that works offline, so you don't have to worry about any internet or cell connectivity when you're writing these reports. So let's jump over to the app now and we'll walk through that. All right, now we're looking at the mobile app. If you have an inspection scheduled, when you open your app, you'll see that inspection right from your dashboard. Easy way to start is just by clicking on either the photo or on the service home inspection, and that'll get me to my next page. We call this the inspection details. It's just going to provide me a little bit more context. The address, the size, the year that it was built. We're going to look at my services. I know who my clients are. I know if my agreements have been paid, if my agreements have been signed, or my payments have been collected. I can contact my agents if I need to. A really easy way just to know where you're starting with this inspection. I can get my clients to sign my agreement on the app. I can collect payment on the app in case they don't do that beforehand and they're on site. I can take care of that. To start a report, I will just swipe up on my reports tab and click the start button. Simple as that. Then we start with our sections. So this is going to reflect what my template looked like, that first layer of sections. Since we looked at the roof before, I will just tap into roof again. And now we are in the second layer. These are the items. So now I know I can work through each item and hit the ones that I need. Most of the items, most of the sections have a general item. So you can just click general and that might just show you one or two really simple informational comments, how you inspected something. For example, I can let my client know I got up on a ladder, and I can let my client also know the type of roof that they had on the house. And I can click back. Since I just completed both of those informational comments, my general item turned green, just indicating I have finished it, and now I know I can move on. Let's click into coverings. We're going to go with the same workflow. We're going to start with our informational comments. So we'll click on the material of the coverings. Then I can scroll down and I will see my deficiencies. So thinking back on the template, I had my informational comments first, then my deficiencies after that. We have the same comments here. So however many comments that I have added to my template, I will have them available to me to use. Let's say there was a missing shingle. I can select the comment. Now that will show on the report. If I want to change the defect category, thinking back to the report, how there was a blue and an orange and a red color, I can just tap on the category and toggle through to get the appropriate color. Maybe I want to call this a maintenance item. If I want to take a picture, I'll simply click the photo button. It will pull up my camera and I'll take a picture on my laptop here. I might just need one picture, but I can take more if I need to. I will then be presented with an annotation screen. So now I can draw just my finger down and an arrow will appear anywhere I want to put it, pointing to the issue in the photo, and I can click the check. And now my photo is saved with my annotation. Let's go through one more and kind of cover a couple additional tools we have while logging these deficiencies. Let's go into roof drainage systems as our next item and letting the client know that they had aluminum gutters and maybe there was a missing downspout. So I can find my comment, go through the same steps. Maybe I want to call it a maintenance item. And maybe I want to utilize my location tags now. So now I can provide more to the client, letting them know where around the house I saw this. So there's a location tag button in the middle. If I tap on that, I will see my locations. This is a customizable list, so you can customize your locations to be whatever directional, north, south, east, west, front, back, left, right, any way you want to do that. So let's tell the client I found this on the west side of the house, simple as that. And now I have my tag and I can go through my same steps, taking a photo. And maybe I want to change the icons on the bottom of my screen. Let's do a circle this time. Now I can circle where the issue was, and I'm moving on. Makes it easy to snap your photos, make sure they're on the right deficiencies. If you ever need a visual reminder, perhaps, to make sure I'm sitting down on my computer later to edit something, I can use the flag button right next to the defect category. It's just a visual reminder for me that I want to go back and remember to do something later. The clients will not see any flags that were on your report. If I want to, let's say I want to search for a new comment. We have a search feature in the top right corner of my app. There's a magnifying glass. Makes it really easy to search for, maybe I want to search for defects, so I will check that. And if I want to search the entire report, that is already checked on. Maybe I only want to search this section, so I'll uncheck that entire report box. But that'll just help me maybe be able to do a keyword door, and now I can pull up some defects from my report pertaining to doors. Instead of going and searching for them, I can pull them up easily with a search function. Another way to maybe do some customizations on site, of course, you can add anything you want to. Let's say there is an issue that you don't have a pre-made comment for. Right next to the deficiencies bar in red, there's a plus button. I will just click that. I can now type in a comment title. I can add a location if needed. I can add a description here in the text box, also utilizing talk to text on my keyboard. Anything that I want to add, I can. There is also an option that says save to template for future use. So if I make a nice comment and I want to save it to template, that way I know my next report will have that option for me available. Another thing you can do is obviously you can delete things, you can add things if you need to on site. One example is going to be if maybe there is not a fireplace and you don't want that to even be a section on the report, you can simply swipe and delete the fireplace section. As we just saw, you can also duplicate a section. Maybe there's two kitchens. We can do the same thing, duplicate a kitchen, and now I can have two separate kitchen sections if there's two in the house or maybe one in a guest house, for example. Once you're done with your report, easy to save. I will go back to my main inspection details page. In the bottom right corner, I have a red circle indicating I have information on my app that I want to sync with the web. So when I click that, then I'll get sync all changes at the bottom. Quite quickly, we will save all my data from my phone up to the web to be stored. I can also use a summary on site, an amazing tool if your agent or client is there. You can click summary, and now you're able to scroll through different deficiencies, give the client some information about what you saw, and maybe show them some photos. Maybe it's a crawl space, maybe it's a roof. Not expecting them to go into those places on their own. You can just provide some good context to them on site before you send them the full report later.